what we want to do is create a couple of documents. So to do that, I'm going to press the letter C for create.
Enter file name.
Now we're being asked for a file name. What do we want to call this new document that we're going to write? So when you enter a file name, there's a couple things to keep in mind. First, remember that we adjusted the default input prompt setting earlier. That applies here. If you wanted to type in computer braille by default, that's what this prompt is going to expect. If you want to type in literary braille, it will expect that by default. Now I'm in computer braille at the moment. Let's say I didn't want computer braille this time. I want to type in literary braille. I can flip that setting on the fly just for this prompt by using either .23 chord or .56 chord to switch between the two. So .23 chord will choose computer braille. Of course, it doesn't say anything because that's already been set. If I do .56 chord, however,
Literary braille.
We hear literary braille. Now I can type my file name in contracted braille. One other thing to keep in mind is that the type of document that you create will dictate whether the editor treats that file All right, so now we know how to access items from the delete menu and remove pieces of text. And I should mention this, and maybe I just assumed that it was obvious, but in case it's not, the way this editor works is that you can make text additions anywhere inside the file. So what I mean is that if you start typing, wherever your cursor happens to be is where that text is going to be inserted. And if you want to just backspace or delete character by character, you can do that simply by pressing .7. To demonstrate that, let's go to the top of the document with 1, 2, 3 chord.
Top of file.
So we have...
This is line 1.
This is line 1. Let's say I just want to delete the word line and replace it with the word document. I'm going to do .5 chord.
Is line.
Here's line. I'm going to do .5 chord one more time.
1.
So the quicker way to delete that word would have just been to do a D chord W when we were at the line, but let's do the manual way. So we're just now past the word line. I'm going to do .7.
Space. E. Low I. L.
So the word line has been removed. Now I'm going to type
T. O. C. U. Dots 5, 6. T.
C chord will verify if we typed what we think we typed.
This is document 1.
Okay, so line is gone, document is there.
This is line 2.
And we still have line 2.
This is line 3.
And 3. All right, so let's say that I want to find the word finish, but I don't know where that word happens to be in my document. Well, we can take the long way around and look for it, literally by going through the file line by line, word by word, whatever. Or we can use the editor's built-in find facility to help us out. To do that, let's go to the top of the document with 1, 2, 3 chord.
Top of file.
And we're going to do F chord for find.
Enter text to find L9E.
And we heard enter text to find L9E. That was me looking for the word line earlier, just as a test. We already have a couple things that say line, so let's jump down a bit farther. I'm going to type the word finish, and this has to be dot for dot what is in the file in order for the search to work correctly. So the find feature is going to speak as if we're writing computer braille. You can ignore that. I'm going to type finish, which is F.
F.
Low I, which computer braille will be pronounced as a 9.
9.
I. And then SH, which is a % that Vocalizer doesn't speak. Enter to execute the search.
Enter text to find L9E, F9I.
And we heard the prompt sort of appear, but then disappear. C chord will tell us where we are now in the file. So let's press that.
I finished at 2:06 p.m.
And here we are. I finished at 2:06 p.m. Current word says
finished.
Finished. So we're actually on the word finished. Okay, let's make another file, and you'll see why we're doing this in just a second. So back to the options menu with O chord.
Options menu, opened.
F for file.
Listing for home Pi.
And then C to create another document.
Enter file name.
And we'll call this notes.brl.
N-O-T-E-S-B-R-L.
Again, remember, if you're in computer braille, the period is dots 4, 6, which is what I've typed. So notes 46 BRL. Press enter.
Notes BRL is open.
All right, so let's say, just for the sake of example, I'm now in a document where I'm taking notes on something. Maybe it's a book I'm reading or a lecture. So we can start off our document with
.6 N-O-T-E-S 4
notes 4
.6 B-T
BT
.S-P lower K
speak.
New line.
Now that we have some text in this document, how do I get back to the one I was in before? Well, we could go the long way, go back to the options menu, file, and open our test document again. But we don't need to. The file is still open in the editor. And the editor can hold seemingly endless number of files open at a time. If I want to go to the previous document in what the editor refers to as the ring, I can press .237 chord.
Test BRL is open.
And we heard test BRL is open. If I wanted to go to the next document, I can do .5, 6, and 8 chord.
Notes BRL is open.
Notes BRL is open. If I do .5, 6, 8 chord again,
welcome screen is open.
This is still open.
Test BRL is open.
And we cycle back around. So let's say I wanted to copy some notes about the welcome screen. I can jump between that and my notes, or I can jump between the test document and my notes, whatever I want to do. If I want to copy information from one document to another, I can. It's all very seamless here. As one final example in the editor, let's say I want to copy just an arbitrary amount of text from one file to another file. By arbitrary, I mean some length of text that's not just one line or one word or one character. I want to tell the editor where to start and where to stop. To do that, we have to use what is called setting a mark. So this basically works as follows. You'll set the mark, which says this is where one end of my selection is going to be. It doesn't have to be necessarily the start or the end. It can be either one. You then want to move your cursor to the position where you want the other end of that selection to be. Again, start or end doesn't matter. For this example, I want to copy, not cut, but copy the last two lines of my test document to my notes. I'm going to go to the top of the document here.
Top of file.
1, 2, 3 chord and .4 chord.
This is line 2. This is line 3.
All right, so we're at line 3. So we can either set a mark by going to the delete menu with D chord and then pressing M for mark, or I can press M chord.
Mark set.
Either way, you'll hear mark set. Okay. One end of my selection has been marked. Now I'm going to go to the end of the document.
End of file.
With 4, 5, 6 chord. Now I want to copy that range of text from my mark position, which remember was the start of line 3, to the end of this file, where I am now. To do that, we'll go to the delete menu with D chord.
Delete menu, opened.
And this time we want to press the letter K. So L would delete the line or a marked region. K will not delete that marked region, but it will copy it to the editor clipboard. And that's what we want. So let's press K.
Copy 41 characters.
Copy 41 characters. Okay, now that is in the clipboard. Let's press .5, 6, 8 chord.
Notes BRL is open.
And here we are in our notes file. Let's see what the current line is.
Blank.
All right, it's blank. I did that with C chord. Now I want to paste the editor clipboard with P chord.
Paste menu, opened.
And then E.
Paste 41 characters.
So you heard that we copied 41 characters from the test file, and we just pasted 41 characters into the notes file. So let's go to the top of the notes file with 1, 2, 3 chord.
Top of file.
And let's do ER chord to hear everything that's here.
Notes for BT Speak. This is line 3. I finished at 2:06 p.m.
And there you have it. So we've copied that information from file to file, and everything is here ready for us to either continue working or finish up.